One. Good morning, world. This is Eric Rush from the Max Action Daily Show, where you can make a difference so that you don't end up pissed when the party's all over. Today's topic, out of the little Choose to Win book, is goal setting. We have a very interesting take on this that I've never heard before. Some people can achieve goals. Everybody views goals as positives. When you set a goal, what is it really doing? It's really curing a problem. So if you were to view goal setting as problem solving, it would change your perspective on the situation. And the reason why I find this so interesting is because I watched a video the other day that talks about how we have thoughts that come into our minds. And at that point, when a thought pops into our mind, we need to be the captain of that thought and decide whether we're going to boot that thought out of our head or whether we're going to accept it as a reality. We, by design, from millions of years ago, are designed to think about how to survive. If you focus on how to survive, that's what you'll get, because you get what you think about. If you can decide whether you're going to accept a thought that pops into your head or whether you're going to call it bullshit and throw it out by very simply saying to your little negative monkey in your head, thanks for sharing. Just like an annoying person that you know that you have to tolerate, because your little negative monkey is going to be around forever. So you better just figure out how to deal with negative monkey and put negative monkey on a leash. Guys, for all of us, life is all about controlling the monkeys in your head to control how you view a situation, because your perspective is what's going to change it. So in here, Mr. Zig says, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. Guys, most of the people set goals that are too low and they hit them every time. If paying your bills is your goal, you know what you will accomplish? You will accomplish paying your bills. If you set a goal of not becoming fatter, you'll achieve not becoming fatter. If you set a goal of losing a pound a week, which quite honestly doesn't have to take a whole lot, a little more exercise and you'd only eat 2/3 of the cake instead of the whole slice. It's about problem solving, guys, and we are naturally driven to focus on negatives. So if you figure out how to say, I have this problem, this is my plan to recover from this problem, and this is the daily steps that need to make it happen. Now, today, my goal was to get up at 4:30, and when my brain went off at 4:30, the other part of my brain said, oh, hell no. So I decided to go back to bed. So I'm still kind of getting my wheels under me for the day, if you will. I did read all the way through this goals chapter, but as immediately after this show is over, I'm going to go get my 45 minutes or more worth of exercise in so that I can put a big check in that box, so that I can set my goals and achieve them And I also want to start getting a step ahead on things instead of being a step behind. So that if life gets in the way, I know that I'm a little bit ahead. In today's reading, I'm up to page like 46. It's 2 pages ahead, but it's where the chapter completed. So the thing that they really focus on here is actually writing down exactly what you want. Clarity. You need to know exactly what you want to achieve and why. A plan. You need to create a plan you can execute daily and that is within your control. Guys, I know that some of us here are relying on other people to do some things. For right now, focus on what you can control. I believe that if you become a problem solving / goal setting machine, that everybody's going to see what's going on. And then if you are a person that counts on other people are either going to step up or you'll have the confidence to say, dude, I'm a get it done kind of guy now. I know I haven't always been that way, but the good news is that means I can attract more get it done kind of people. So if you don't want to become one, I'll have to ask you to leave. I got one chance at being here. I'm going to get some things done. Hopefully you can be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. But for now, focus on what you can do. Now, the other part is accountability. You need to have someone who is going to hold you accountable for what you're doing. I don't know if anybody has been around and following me long enough, but in the very beginning of this book, they tell a story about writing a check to someone for $10,000. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, they get the right to cash the check. Guys, it's come high time that you go and look in the mirror and ask the hard question, can I count on you for a $10,000 bet? Because if you ain't got enough money and you think about how $10,000 a year could change a lot of shit, and if you can't count on you for the $10,000 bet, setting goals daily with an accountability partner that are crystal clear and reviewing them daily is exactly what will make it so that you know you can make that bet because you can count on you. Okay. So the other thing that successful people do with their goals is that they review them night and day, or they put them in front of them where they cannot not see them. Let me say that again. They put them in front of themselves where they can't not see them. Some people will have a card that they review. I actually think one of them little gizmos that football players put on their arm so that you could put a card in there and change it as you evolve would probably be one of the best ways to do it, because then it's on your arm. Maybe on the backside, so that every time you look at your phone, you can think about, have it right here. You can think about, is what I'm doing right now on my phone getting me one step closer to my goal? And if the answer is no, you'll instantly know that that's a micro decision that will change your life to move on to something else. It's one of my distractions. I don't know about you, but for me, phones, think about the cost of your phone. Think about oh my, holy shit, there's an oh my God moment. Think about if you had to pay your cell phone bill and it was determined by whether what you were doing on your phone was making you money or costing you time. Would your cell phone pay you, or would your cell phone bill be outrageously expensive? That's one to really think about in today's world. So back to the point here. Clarity of your goal, a plan to get it, and accountability. I could stop right there. If somebody did those 3 things, that would change everything. The other thing that you guys want to look at, realistically, goals. Goals are actually you formulating a plan to cure a problem. Because if everything was honky-dory, you wouldn't be setting goals because your life would be great. And I guarantee you, if we go back to yesterday and we talk about the wheel of life, I'll guarantee you there's a whole bunch of people on here that have problems with their physical condition, their family, their mental, their financial, their spiritual, their career, or their personal situation. So let's not try to cure all the world's problems all at one time. Let's not try to cure all your problems at one time. So things that they talk about here at this point is to think about when you wake up in the morning. Are you focused on the past, the present, or the future? So just take about 15 seconds and think about that. When you wake up in the morning, where is your mind? Are you thinking about the past? Are you thinking about the present? Or are you thinking about the future? Because nobody's ever brought this to your awareness before, you probably don't know. Now that you've got the seed planted in your brain, you'll think about it when you wake up. So now, when you think about that and you're aware of that, now I want you to think about are my thoughts primarily positive or negative? So again, because nobody's ever brought this up to you, you probably don't have an awareness at this point. And then the other thing that they talk about is just because you've had a situation that has not turned out exactly the way that you want, it gave you an education. Every negative thing that has ever happened to you, I guarantee you, we can dig into it and ask, what'd you learn? And from previous chapters in this book, it talks about being in the furnace and having your butt on fire. Always teaches you lessons that makes you more of a badass, smarter, wiser, and more prepared to cure problems. And if curing problems is realistically goal setting, guys, you are ready to go. The more problems you've had in the past is just going to make you a better problem solver. So write down your problem, think about things that you can do to make it better, and figure out what of that you're willing to get started on today. And anybody that wants to use me as their accountability partner, let me know. So the other thing that so right here, identifying a problem is not negative, it's positive. It only becomes negative if you continue to focus on the problem instead of focusing on the solution. So again, we're getting to the 7 steps of goal setting / problem solving. Identify your goal or problem to be solved. List the benefits of reaching this goal or solving this problem. And I'm going to throw another one in here. I want you guys to really start thinking about, at this moment in time, for the decision that I'm going to make regarding a goal / problem, how am I going to feel if I do what I know I'm supposed to do? Versus how am I going to feel if I don't? Nate, on your situation, man, it's just to getting another couple steps farther on that training. Randy, it could be, do I set this tool down here where it doesn't belong? Or do I take the extra 4 seconds to put it where it goes so that when I get ready to hire, I have the confidence that I have my stuff all organized to recruit the right caliber of people to work with me that I deserve to be surrounded by. And think about, how are you going to feel when you make that little decision? For me, how was I going to feel if I didn't read my chapter and be prepared for this show today? How am I going to feel if I don't get off my butt when I'm done with this show and put my shoes on and go put down my 45 minutes so that I'm healthier than the average 54-year-old guy? How am I going to feel if, again, I don't make my dials today? Think about how you're going to feel at the end of the day with the micro decisions that you make when you come up to a decision point. This is an interesting concept right here. It's an A or B decision. Are you going to feel like an asshole because you didn't do it? Are you going to feel like a badass because you did? It's that simple, guys. Life boils down to A, B decisions. That's a good one right there. I like that. So identify your goals. List the benefits of reaching this goal or how things are going to stay the same if you don't do something different. List your major obstacles and mountains to climb to reach this goal. That's number 3. Number 4, list skills and knowledge required to reach this goal. 5, list individuals, groups, companies, or organizations to work with to reach your goal / solve your problem. 6, create a plan of action to reach this goal or solve this problem. Name a completion date. So the next section in this book here is all about mind share. Talks about the part of where do you focus? Are you focusing on your past? Guys, you can't change that. Only thing you can change is today. And what you change today is actually going to determine what you think your future is going to be like. One of the things some people get caught up on is planning things out to the nth degree. I believe you should have a good outline. But depending on how things go, your plan may need to be planned way better than what you thought. Right now, I'll tell you that my goal setting right now in comparison to 3 months ago is radically different. I actually have another digit. Seriously, I have another digit in my goal setting because of what I've seen is possible by me changing my mindset, because now I'm the captain of my ship and I can decide where I want to go. I will tell you, once you decide where you're going to go as the captain of your ship, it does require that you start the engines. You got to mash the big let's get it button. And it all starts with determining what you're going to do today. If as soon as to think about this, guys, tomorrow will never get here. It's all about what are you going to do to change things today. Think about the lessons that you got from your past. Focus on the present more than anything else. You're still here. That means every problem the world ever gave you, you survived it. Now you've got all that knowledge. You are now a warrior with more skills in your brain than what you had when you had the first battle with that problem. Because now you're a different person. You know more. You've got more skills. You've got more resources to draw on. The thing that most people do is once they fall down, they stay down. You really got to get back up with a bit of an attitude and say, all right, you got me that time. Let's try this again. We're going to play a different game now. We're going to play a game I'm going to win this time. So, guys, I hope this helps. Everything that I'm doing here, I'm doing so that I can help you get through the swamp of life. Guys, I don't know if I shared this mindset with you or not. The one thing that I will tell you, there's a phrase that says something about throwing mud on the wall. You know, whether that mud sticks or not. Yeah, I did share this with you yesterday, but this is a good one. The more mud you start throwing on the wall, whether it sticks or not, it fills in the void. so that you got some mud to stand on, so that one of these days you're going to be able to see over the fence. And if you keep throwing mud at that wall, sooner or later, it's going to be really easy to step over the wall. Now, what I will tell you is that for a lot of people, they step over the wall before they start putting some other stuff on the other side of the wall. Now, when they fall down, they get discouraged and they like to act like they fell down like Humpty Dumpty and they cracked open. So let's, for right now, just worry about throwing mud on this wall and getting to the point where we can at least see over the fence, so we can start seeing and believing that we deserve to be on the other side of the wall of crap that the world has put into our brains that's holding us back. And it's all going to happen by making a difference with what you do with your day to day, so that you can be more prepared and more deserving for the opportunities that the world is going to give you tomorrow. Randy, I got to congratulate you on cashing the check on that opportunity that you got from yesterday. I hope that that fuels your business. So, beautiful thing, guys. We're chugging, plugging, and chugging down through here. The one thing that they do strongly suggest that you do is to actually have a dedicated time. First thing each morning, set aside a few minutes to review your goals and set your priorities for the day. Do this for a few days or weeks until you are really comfortable with it. Guys, if you're not planning out your day, your day will plan you out. If you're not running your life will run you. You got to decide. This is convenient. You got to decide whether you're the captain of your ship or whether you're a minion, and decide which one of these you're going to be, because it boils down to every decision you make. You've got the choice to either be a captain or a minion. I hope that makes a difference, guys. Go get some of what you deserve. Make the right decisions today, so at the end of the day, you can say, I'm a badass because. With that, I'm out. I will see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for being here.